Hello, welcome back to the RF Fitness podcast brought to you by RF Fitness, online coaching built for and by busy grown-ups just like you. Go to rffitness.net. That's RFFITNESS period NET to start your quest today. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, certified personal trainer, elder brother, and Winona Judd lookalike. Here with my co-host.
Oh my god. I thought, I didn't think of the fact that you would say it first, so. Hi, I'm the co-host, little sister, Rachael, certified fitter person, and apparently a thick Asian Ashley Judd.
Such a wonderful. That's so. Why we were talking about it before the show. Like, I have not seen any Judd in any film, I think, ever in my life. Like, I
When
might
I
have
think
caught
of
them
a
in
Judd,
accident.
I just cross paths with them.
It's like, there's one. There's one now. A wild Judd appears.
Whenever I think of Judds, I always think of Bridesmaids when she was doing characters of like Winona Judd.
What?
I don't know if you're a huge fan of Bridesmaids, you would understand.
Not a big bride. I mean, I've seen the film probably literally double-digit times. It is very, very funny.
How do you not know?
I don't know. It's because it's
It's
been 10 years since I saw it. It was very popular in like 2011
oh god,
or
I love that
whatever.
movie.
It is very good. I'm not denying that it's a quality film that I've seen many times.
Are we gonna explain the Judd reference or not?
You go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was talking to my friend's girlfriend, and she told me, well, she was complimenting me and saying that I was pretty, which was very nice of her. And I said, "You're lying. Here's a selfie, a real time selfie." And then I sent her a GIF of Jabba the Hutt,
God.
and she said, "No." I think you. She said specifically, reading the receipt, you look like Ashley Judd with a booty and and big old tatas.
Odd.
Shout out Tony.
We were just talking earlier in the day about how we're going to try and tone down the content of our episodes here a little bit, but I think we're on a good track so far.
I think tatas is okay.
Oh, all right.
With big old breasts.
Wow. I think that might be worse. I don't know.
It is worse.
It is worse. You're right. Rachel, let's do a quick check-in here. You sent me an aggravated, I feel like this is a theme. You sent me an aggravated text earlier today.
It is kind of a theme, isn't it?
Vis-a-vis your weight and the progress or lack thereof, as perceived by my client, Rachel. Do you care to explain that a little bit, like where you're at and what you're feeling?
Yes. I've been just like within the same, and I feel like this is just I can't remember which episode, probably 2 episodes ago. I am now starting to wonder if it's revolving around my menstrual cycle. We shall see. Stay tuned for Rachel's menstrual cycle.
Can't wait. Just what everyone needs. Mark the publishing date on this episode, everyone.
So I don't know, because it's like the same thing as a few episodes ago when I was just within the same 3-ish pounds, up and down and up and down and up and down every day.
Yeah.
And staying pretty freaking even keeled throughout the entire thing. I did eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream very late at night. Very unwise choice. Oopsie daisies. The next the next day the scale went up 3 pounds, and then the day after that it went down 3 pounds, and I'm like, stop messing with my head.
Did you do a shit in between Ben and Jerry's 3 pounds and losing those 3 pounds?
Maybe, I don't know, but it's still but still it was within that like 3-ish pound range.
Okay.
And it's been like 3 weeks.
Okay.
This
Okay,
is insane.
so you sent it's. I would not say it's insane. I would say that it is very aggravating. Clearly, it's very frustrating, and I would agree. If you're looking for this progress, it can be very tough. Um, from the numbers that you sent me, like we're seeing these kind of like wiggles up and down on our. If we do a line graph,
Right.
what I'm seeing is that the dips are lower than they usually are. So we're still getting a very gradual downward trend. I mean, the numbers you sent me, I think, only go back a couple of weeks. So I'll be interested to see.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to like blow up your phone with.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to see like the line graph from like 6 months. You know,
Oh
obviously
yeah,
we've
yes, it
come from
is
there.
obviously going down, right? But not not losing weight like I used to.
There's going to be times when it comes fast, and there's going to be times when it comes slow. There's going to be times when it kind of just
It
stops.
has been real slow for a real long time,
That's
and I'm getting
that's
real sick of it.
You're right. Better just stop what we're doing completely and just like fully reverse course. Hit the backups and throw in reverse.
That's
Right.
what I think. Maybe if I
That's what we
just
should
keep
do.
eating Ben and Jerry's and taking big poopies, I'll lose
I mean,
150 pounds.
it worked that time, right? If we do 3 pounds every 3 days per pint of Ben and Jerry's, that's like Mo's listening to this, and Mo, what's
Oof,
the math?
yeah.
What's the math on how many pints of Ben and Jerry's it is to lose
Yeah,
150
man.
pounds with that algorithm?
Have you
She'll
tried
come
the
to me
Ben and
later one
Jerry's
day.
diet?
It's bad. You shouldn't.
It was
Um,
once again the chubby hubby that got me.
obviously, obviously,
Obviously.
was that for your 4th of July weekend?
No, it was for I hung out with my besties and left late at night and was coming home late. And I used to do this thing. I actually said I can't remember who I was telling, but I was like, this is going to be really vulnerable if I do choose to talk about this on the podcast. So harsh or intense vulnerability coming at you right now. Um, Whenever I would go out really late or like come home late or whatever, I live off 35, Taco Bell is right there. I would always, not always, but very vast majority of the time, stop and get Taco Bell, shove my face full of burritos, and then go home.
Yeah,
Because I would eat in my car because I would not want my husband to know that I'm smashing my face full of burritos at midnight. Um,
sure.
and then, and then go home. Uh, so unwise choices, but but the difference in this, I will say, is that I uh, I knew Eric was still awake, and so I asked him. I said, "Hey, I really want ice cream. I'm going to stop for ice cream," which, like, normally I wouldn't ever tell him. This
Yeah,
is what I'm doing because I'd be way too shame based about it.
sure.
Um, but I said, "Hey, heads up, going to get some ice cream. Do you want any?" So, and then I bought my ice cream,
Ice creams.
my ice
Yeah.
creams, and then I walked to the door and I ate my ice cream in front of my husband.
Well, all right. I
Weird
mean, that,
step forward.
as you said, that's a step forward. I think.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is like, especially mentally, like
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of losing weight. No, it's
Mhm.
not. But in the grand scheme of changing my mindset and making new neural pathways to make this a forever lifestyle change,
Mhm.
huge step.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Except making the mental shift is a step towards your weight loss goal. It's all
Yeah, very true. Very true.
it's all one mission. I think I said it a couple episodes ago, but like a lot of what fitness is, like weight loss, especially at this level of what we're trying to do here, what it actually is skill acquisition and learning
Mm.
to do so many things or relearning to do things differently. And I think like that is a process. Like if you can think about it that way, rather than it's this rote science of like I do X, I get Y to achieve Z.
Well,
And
yeah,
more
because
of
that's
like
obviously not happening.
correct. Think of it as I need to be getting better at things all the time. And you can't get better at all things all the time. So there will be times when physical weight loss on the scale slows, but you're making progress in the mental game. You're making progress building habits. You're making progress getting stronger doing the workouts. As a matter of fact, Rachel, you have a habit tracker now. I think you wanted to talk about too, right? Like a
Yes.
physical product.
Yes, a physical product. It looks and is the size of just like a regular calendar, wall calendar. I got it off Amazon for like $7, and it gives you room to write down 12 daily habits, 5 weekly and 5 monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And God, do I love lists. I do not know why. Ever since I have been young, I love lists.
I also love a list.
Um,
There's one on my whiteboard constantly. Of Mo will tell
yes.
you. Yeah, I
Why
have a
are lists so
must.
good?
I have a must, should, could list. Things that must be done, things that should be done, and things that could be done. Constantly going on my whiteboard.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I really like being able to like check them off. I love being able to physically write them down.
Oh yeah,
They're, dude, a digital list, that's not it.
it just doesn't do it.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't do it. That's like how I feel about books. I cannot get down with e-readers or
a
whatever.
virtual book. Yeah,
Yeah, I can listen, that's okay, but
yeah,
I need that paper.
but I can't
Um,
listen to a list. I can't cross off
oh, how awful would that be to
words.
listen to a list?
Can you imagine?
um, yeah, so unfortunately, my weekly and monthly are more like chores because I'm
Yeah,
like, but it is nice because I'll be like, ooh, man, I haven't checked that off for like 3 weeks. I really gotta wash
yeah,
my sheets, bruh.
dude. It's funny because like I said, I have this thing up on the whiteboard. It's in the kitchen by our back door, so Mo sees it all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had the same like couple of tasks on my low tier, like the could be done, and
Oh
it's to
yeah,
like like this. I have this home study course for a Pilates certification that I need to do to maintain my current certification as a personal trainer because I need CECs,
like
continuing
continuing ed.
education.
Oh okay, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, continuing ed. And I've had this package for probably a year, almost more, and I took it out of the box, and so that's a step for me.
Out of the box.
I just do not fucking care about Pilates at
Yeah,
all.
I was just about to say
Not my
what?
not my thing. I'm not saying that it's bad if you do Pilates, if you do reformer, great, awesome. I know a lot of people, a lot of clients and coaches who get a lot done with it. I know people who said it's changed their life, turned them around physically.
Hmm.
Love that. Not everything is for everyone.
Yeah,
And
right.
Pilates is not for me. But
Yeah,
I need some freaking credits to keep my freaking job.
good
And
job.
and the certifying body that I go through, NETA, NITA, I was just bitching about this to Mo just like earlier this week about how because she was like, the Pilates thing's been on there for a long time. And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's just,
know.
I know, God. Um, but it's like the certifying body that I'm certified through NITA, their CECs are not like their market isn't me. Their market, I think,
Mm.
is people who are like personal trainers part time, and I'm
Oh,
a fitness coach full time, and there is to the outsider maybe not a huge distinction there, but where I am in my career, 12 years on, like the stuff that they offer is functionally worthless to me. But I
yeah.
still need to keep doing it.
Poopy.
Yeah, like I was telling Mo, like, if I could just give them $1,000 every 2 years and just be like, leave me alone, I would gladly do that. I would. That is so worth it to me.
I
Like
would
this is
rather pay $1,000 than to learn anything about Pilates.
like because I mean you got to pay money for the course, you got to pay money to do the recertification, you got to pay money to do the
Right.
CPR AEDs. The CPR AED stuff I'm fine with. Like I got to learn CPR and first aid. That's those are skills I think everyone should know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I think whether or not she goes into the field, I want Olivia to know this stuff.
Right.
Mo, I think, is certified. Maybe not. She's a teacher. It's weird that teachers don't need to know those things,
I have no idea.
right? I don't think they do. I don't think it's required. I would much
Hmm.
rather. I'm gonna get on a tangent. Never mind. Um,
Cool. Good choice.
I have a note right here that says, "Stay on topic, curb your swears." And I'm really trying, guys.
We got some good critiques from our mother and other elders. Um
Elders
and the elders don't like the swears. So
doing my
shout
darndest here,
out,
guys.
specifically, did I tell you the story of what Sam said her mom, Jennifer Perrin,
No.
said? She said that every time she hears you swear, she's like, Rob.
That's very funny. I'm glad to listen. Hi, Jennifer.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's so. I love those guys so much. Yeah,
Dude, yeah. The parents are fantastic
we grew up
people.
with them, like across the street or across the pond.
Across the pond, indeed. Yes, the parents lived across the pond and they had a kid, an older sister that was, well, not their older sister, two daughters, one of which, oh my God,
Is an older sister,
is my
Winona
best
Judd.
friend.
Yes.
And then their eldest, Winona Judd,
Yeah.
who goes by Alex,
Yes. Like
is the
me and
older
her.
girl.
Yeah, me and her like the same exact age. You and Sam are like the same exact age, so we came up through the whole thing.
Correct. And there's an adorable video of us at your T-ball game, which I think that's the T-ball game that you ran to first and your pants fell down.
Leave it all in the field, man. Let nothing stop you.
And then mom pans over, and it's Sam and I fighting over a little toy truck, like in the bleacher area.
But you're besties.
And then they throw, oh, you know what? I'm going to throw some shade at Jennifer Perrin because
Whoa.
there's a video of our moms harassing us when it was Easter and we were like, we both must have just turned 1. I didn't grow hair until I was like 2.5, and Sam, I guess, was kind of a late talker. And so our moms were like toddling us around holding our hands, and mom said like, oh, Rachel, maybe you'll learn to grow hair like Sam. And then Jennifer said, yeah, maybe you'll learn to talk like Rachel. Like,
the grass is always greener. Right?
Wow, guys.
Well, you can say anything to a 1-year-old. They're not going to remember, man.
Absolutely.
Unless they catch you on video. I got you on video.
And now, 30 years later, they're going to bring it up in their podcast.
On their podcast. Watch out, parents. Millennial parents. That's us, man. We got to be careful.
True.
Yeah, so long story short, I am not worried about the stall on weight. We're currently getting better at other things. Progress is being made in other ways. The progress will continue and pick back up when it's time. We will continue to do what we're doing. It is not broken. We will not fix it. There's nothing wrong. This is the process.
Okay.
But I hear and acknowledge your frustration.
Thank you.
It is real and valid.
Thank you.
The feelings you feel are valid.
Okay.
Right?
That's enough.
Yeah. Enough of that bullshit. Let's get to some questions. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say a little note. I didn't do the workout written by you today, but instead I did biking and stuff because I can't. Oh, yeah, because I had a really gnarly tummy ache.
What?
Tummy ache survivor awareness ribbons.
Hashtag tummy ache survivor. That was me just a few episodes ago, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was a good one, man.
Are you
but
okay,
yeah, man,
dude? Are you good?
You know, who knows?
Did you eat something weird? Did you eat
literally
the whole thing of ice cream, and now your tum's all mad?
It's super weird. I ate a pint of ice cream. No, I ate like literally nothing different. And it was like not just like a poopy tummy ache. It was like an actual ouchy tummy ache.
That's the worst when you can't just like get rid of it.
You can't. I hate when you just can't poop your problems out.
Man.
Yeah. So I skipped the workout, but I did some biking.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's good. Yes, we wanted to jump into I don't know if we're going to make a repeating section, but it's something definitely worth approaching, at least for one episode.
Yeah.
Beginner questions with expert answers, because you sent me, because we discovered together that we can send voicemails as texts earlier this week. Boy, that was a game changer for a couple of siblings who love to just talk and talk and talk and hate to text and text.
And that have no time because we have kids.
That's
Well, we
very
have
true.
kid kid kid.
That's why I originally sent you that voice text, because Olivia was up my butt about
Yup.
something. It was like, I cannot text a paragraph right now. I need to just say these things.
Yup.
But you sent me a voice text with a bunch of questions that you were kind of wondering about, like, specifically about like working out in particular. I'm not just like fitness in general, but like working out.
Yes.
And they're good questions and ones that are not uncommon. And then I reached out to the RF Fitness Discord, which you, valued listener, can join for free by going to rffitness.net and scrolling all the way down to the bottom of the site. You can join my Discord for free and be part of this community. Reached out to them, asked for some feedback and input on questions on that. So beginner questions, expert answers. I will endeavor to ruin everything with knowledge, as I have a tendency to do.
Oh, God. Yes, you do. Ruined one of my favorite movies,
I
Holes.
didn't
Which,
ruin the movie. I explained the reasoning of a meteorological phenomenon that the characters themselves didn't understand.
so what's the best time to work out?
When you can get it. Especially if for like us, and like it's like I don't have routine in my life, and it's really hard to have that with a small child who's like not in school.
Right.
The best time to work out is when you can work out.
I just like see so many things like do not work out before bed.
I mean,
So at least explain why. Why do
why
people
not?
say that?
But for clicks, but also
Oh,
because if you see something on a social media thing, it's like never ever do
yeah,
XYZ, it's for clicks.
true.
But the a reason why someone would recommend not working out, let's say an hour before bedtime, is because ideally your workout should be physiologically intense enough that it raises your heart rate. You get a very small dose of like fight or flight response essentially from it. That's kind of what happens when you work out, when you get very physical intense activity. And it can make it hard to sleep, basically.
Mm,
Yeah, because your
that
heart
makes
rate
sense.
remains slightly elevated for a longer time. It's difficult to relax. Some people have the opposite, where you work out and you feel way better, more relaxed. You get your wiggles out. I have the feeling that there are distinct personality types where that is the
I got
case.
no wiggles.
I got no wiggles because like I am that way. Like if I don't work out for like a couple of days in a row, especially like I have trouble sleeping because I just like I literally feel like my body is vibrating in bed. Like I cannot. I
Interesting.
just cannot. I can't not be still. I think it's an ADHD thing. Like I literally have too many
Right.
wiggles. I need
Yeah.
to get them out.
Right.
Um, and
Have you
like
tried shaking your sillies out?
I have, and Mo hates it when I do it in bed. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like thrashing around. I'm
Shaking my sillies out.
trying to relax.
Is Olivia a very like physically active sleeper?
Oh my god. Um,
I think it's a genetic thing because
yes,
I
it
am
is.
also a crappie flopper.
Crappie flopper. Yeah, I'm a big wiggler at
Mm-hmm.
bedtime.
Dad was
Olivia,
too.
we haven't had the camera in her room for a long time. That's a whole other story.
Sure is.
Boy, howdy that kid. Maybe she'll listen to these one days. Kiddo, if you're listening to this, I love you. But you're a weird child.
And the
Um,
red light is okay.
the red light is just fine. It's not gonna do whatever you think it's gonna do. But yeah, when we did have the thing, she was just like all over the place, spinning around like a top multiple times per night. Like just like break dancing in her little crib.
Just
She's
B girl
she's a big
Olivia.
girl. You know, she's just, you know, since she popped out, that kid has been a nonstop wiggler, dude. Like other
The poses she gets into to watch
yeah,
Octonauts or whatever,
I
like
guess where she's like if you so listeners, if you remember planking from like 2009, planking on my millions, like Olivia does it like unironically, not for online clout. She'll like set up like blocks with like and she'll be the London Bridge on top of it so that she just hang there for like 45 minutes at a time to watch cartoons. That's a relaxing position for her.
yeah.
And like we went to PT a while back, physical therapy, for other stuff, and they had us do this survey about the kid. And they're like, do they like drape themselves on people and objects as they're like a relaxing? Do they like lean in? Do they lean hard into people and objects? Do they like bounce into stuff? All I was like, oh my god, they're describing my child. It's like they might have sensory input issues where they're just not getting enough sensory input. It's like, oh my god. It's like, oh, next year. So we got her this crash pad. I made her a rumble buddy, which is just like a heavy bag. And she hates it because it's heavy.
Okay.
It's hard to lift up. Yeah, so I need to make it a little bit lighter. I think she'll probably get more out of it there. But we did swimming lessons today, and man, that kid took to water. Like, no, this is the first time we've done swimming lessons with it, and I think it's a big sensory thing for her because like the pressure of the water on your whole body has to be just so like regulating for her. She was ready to listen, and she was ready to do the thing. I know this kid. I'm getting super off topic again. I'm sorry. Um, I I could talk about my kid forever, dude. I love her so fucking much. All right. Ask me your question, beginner.
Okay. Cardio or strength training? Let's
In what
specifically
context?
say, yeah, to lose weight.
Strength training. All day, every day.
Okay, you have to explain.
Okay.
A
It's
light explanation.
it's better. Beyond that, got him. Yeah, okay, so this is a really good question, and I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about it. Normally, most common when people start exercising to lose weight, they'll start by running or jogging or walking or
Elliptical.
biking or ellipticaling, whatever. And this isn't a bad place to start, especially if you're just getting started out. When you're just getting started out, if you're starting from zero, any increase in physical activity is going to be very valuable. When you reach a certain threshold, which is if you're doing this consistently pretty early on, it's going to be much more valuable to spend that time strength training than doing cardiovascular. When we're talking about weight loss, when we're talking about exercise geared towards weight loss, okay, here's another rabbit hole that I'm going to try not to jump down too deep. Exercise is not for weight loss. I'm going to put that aside for right now. If you are exercising and your overall goal is to burn fat, you can think about cardio and strength training as a financial analogy. Cardiovascular activity would be like using a credit card, would be like buying things with a credit card, whereas strength training is like paying a mortgage on your house. The cardiovascular, you burn calories at a higher than your basal rate, your basal metabolic rate, for the amount of time that your heart rate is elevated, which once you're done using cardio is done. That's over. When you're doing strength training, you are burning calories at a higher than basal rate during the workout itself, usually not as high as you would if you were doing cardio, because generally speaking, your heart rate doesn't shoot up for as long as it does doing a moderate intensity weightlifting workout as it does if you're doing a moderate intensity cardiovascular workout. However, one of the effects of strength training is that your muscles have to repair themselves and regrow and get stronger. And that takes that takes energy, that takes calories, that takes time. Your body is burning more calories at night, like as you sleep. Weight loss happens in bed, by the way. Weight loss happens as you sleep. I'm going to put another pin in this. God, this is so hard for someone.
You're gonna be like that Charlie Day meme.
Yeah, Pepe Sylvia. This is so hard for someone with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So yeah, putting a pin in that. How fat burns off is another thing I'm going to answer in a second here, because that's super neat and unknown and not commonly known. But the more you strength train, the more you're using your muscles. The more you use your muscles, the stronger they have to adapt to get. The stronger and bigger your muscles are, the more calories they eat to maintain themselves. So that's why it's like building a mortgage. You're building equity basically in your own metabolism. You're building metabolic equity. We can call it that. Hashtag. Is that how that works? Metabolic equity hashtag?
Hashtag at the end.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So yes, to answer your question, if you are looking to lose weight and exercise is one of the tools that you're using, I would highly recommend strength training far and above cardiovascular workouts.
Okay. Yeah, because when
However,
I work out my Fitbit, if I'm in like elevated but lower
yeah.
heart rate, it says fat burn. But if it's super high,
Mhm.
then it says cardio.
Right. So it's measuring your energy systems. I'm going to put on my nerd hat for a second here. So your body burns energy in a couple of different ways, in like three main ways. There's the aerobic, anaerobic, and one other. It doesn't really matter right now.
And the other
Aero-
one that doesn't matter.
Another one. I think there's one that's just like there's like slow twitch and fast twitch, basically muscles what you're using.
Judd Robic.
The friend of the show, Winona Judd, coming here to be there, standing for the aerobic activity
Honestly.
person. What is she doing right now? We could get her on the show, probably no problem. So if you're using energy aerobically, you're walking around, you're doing a slow jog. This is called the fat burning zone because you're using an energy system that doesn't need to happen like right now. As far as your body is concerned, you are not in, like I mentioned before, like a micro dose of fight or flight. You're kind of just moving around. You're not in rest and digest. You're not in fight or flight. You're just kind of on cruise control. This is when you're biking. This is when you're walking or hiking. Just generally physical activity when you can carry on a conversation or speak several sentences in a row without having to stop for breath. When you are doing things that are more intense, like doing intense weightlifting or moving fast for your cardio, you are burning glycogen. You're burning sugar in your body, those carbohydrates. So that's an energy source that does burn fast. Yeah, that's when you need to explode and do something quick, like run away from a tiger or like fight a bad guy or whatever. That's what your body thinks is happening right now because it doesn't know that you're just walking upstairs instead. But
there's a tiger behind you on the stairs.
Exactly. But for that moment, your body literally switches gear and down up into fifth gear. And it burns sugar, glucose, carbohydrates, essentially, because that's usually a pretty readily available, it's like a fast to employ energy source for your body, for your muscles to use. The drawback on that is that your brain runs exclusively on glycogen, on glucose. So you need to eat carbs, one, and two, you need to have carbs in your body so you can think good. Brain need carbs. Eat them for brain. You can just eat whatever you want for cardiovascular. That's why it's called the fat burning zone, because fat is a sitting around for a long time fuel source for your body. And so it's only going to burn that when your body, metabolism feels like there's not a, how do I say this? There's not like a desperate demand for energy. Because it's going to burn through, or I should say, until there is an incredibly desperate demand for energy at the expense of other tissue types. If in a survival situation, your body will burn muscle before it burns fat. Your body will literally.
Remember you telling me that? That's pretty bogus.
Literally eats itself before it burns fat because fat lasts so long, and all your body cares about is living long enough to keep being alive. It doesn't know why. It's to make babies, by the way. That's all it cares about, is to pass on your genetic code. So figuring out how and why it does these things, I hesitate to use the word hacking that system, but it's kind of really hacking like your not your neuroses. If you could hack your neuroses, man, what a superpower that would be. Hacking like your neurological pathways, basically, to work in your favor.
All right.
Is that, yeah.
This should be a quick answer question.
I love it. Okay. For the record, I've been giving you one word answers, and you're like, no, say more words, and then I get off the rails.
Yeah, right.
So really, I mean, okay, ask me your question.
Pre-workout. Everyone seems to be crazy about it.
Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Can I get like the medium?
You don't need it. That's the medium answer. The short answer is no.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, fair enough. Is there a difference between an energy drink and a pre-workout?
Not a difference that matters. I mean, cost, probably. Dose.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So pre-workout, I have so many opinions about pre-workouts, supplements in general. Pre-workout's probably the biggest one, though. Pre-workout is something that gets hyped up a lot on social media by these 20-somethings who are just going to the gym and like Simon weights and going hard, stay hard, get hard, whatever, and they're doing Stairmaster for fucking 90 minutes or whatever. Okay, one,
Mm.
you don't need a pre-workout to do a cardio exercise, to do a cardio session that includes a Stairmaster, treadmill, sprints, whatever. You don't need a pre-workout to do a high intensity strength training workout. If you don't have the energy, if you don't have the energy to get through your intensity of the workout, you should take a day off and rest or lower the intensity of that workout. Because if you are so just fried that you need 300 milligrams of caffeine to just like get through like a punch the clock workout, bro, you're racking up debt in your central nervous system and on your heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's so stupid.
You're right.
Just fucking take a nap, dude. Go to bed earlier.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it
Your
sounds like maybe you just need
pre-workout
to sleep more.
happens the night before when you don't stay up until 1:30 a.m.
Ooh.
chatting with the homies on Elden Ring or whatever. I've done that before too. There's been so many workouts that I've planned to do, and I literally like I lace up my shoes. A lot of the times, like after work, like I work at the gym, I close up. It's like 8:00, 8:30. It's like, okay, finally, I had the kid all morning. I worked with clients all day. Now I have time to work out, and like I turn on the machine to like start walking. I'm like, I do not want to do this right now. I am so fucking exhausted, and then I just don't.
Mhm.
And you know what? I'm fine. My goals are not revolved around performance right now. I should say competitive performance. So I don't need to be in the best shape ever for a fight. I'm not a figure competitor. I don't make
Right.
money on my physique. Like I don't need to have such a physique because my followers expect me to have such definition, whatever. It's a whole other conversation about fitness
Yeah.
and social
Right.
media. Which is, man, we should do an episode on that, just fitness and social media in general.
Yeah.
Um, long story short, you don't need a pre-workout. You should not buy a pre-workout. You shouldn't experiment with a pre-workout. If you want a little bit of a boost, a cup of coffee, 45 minutes to an hour ahead of time, piece of peanut butter toast, get some protein and some
Oh, an
carbohydrate.
hour?
An hour, so that you're not rumbling around with junk in your belly, sloshy. Give it also because it takes time for the caffeine to sort of like hit your system, like ready to rev up.
Okay.
If you do something like a 5-hour energy or like a smaller energy drink, whatever that has less like liquid volume, you can probably get away because I think, excuse me,
Gross.
your body starts to pick up caffeine in like 30-ish minutes, like 20 to 40 minutes is usually when it starts to hit. Like me personally, I notice a distinct change in my vibe like 30 to 45 minutes after I have that cup of coffee or after I have that espresso, whatever.
Okay.
Um,
I've been
I,
drinking bubblers as my pre-workout,
sure,
which
like
is
the canned fizzy water stuff.
mhm.
How does that go?
Well, I've learned that I'm drinking it way too close to my workout just now. Um, because
I
I
will
don't
say,
feel any difference.
yeah, or drink it a little bit earlier on. My big issue, I don't say an issue. My only concern with that would be like, I don't feel like working out with carbonated beverage in your tummy would be an awesome experience. Like I feel like that would be like overly bubbly on the inside.
Mm,
Yeah, but if you're fine with it, you're fine with it. But
yeah.
if you're looking to get the benefits of the caffeine, I'd say bump it back by like 15, 20 minutes from when you
Good to
normally
know.
do. Just kind of
Yeah,
experiment with that.
I'm like drinking it on my way down the stairs to go work out.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything for you. That's
Cool,
going
cool,
to hit
cool.
you after the workout. Yeah, that's actually a
Awesome.
really good question. I had another question. I had that almost that exact same question about fueling, basically, from a longtime client, Colin, who I know is a listener. Hi,
Colin.
Colin. Shout out to Colin, my man. Yeah, because he was talking about basically like caloric fuel, like what should I eat when for workouts, and I give
Okay,
him
well,
kind of the
that's
same
my
answer.
next question.
Go ahead and ask your question then.
Best things to eat before or after?
Ooh, see, those are distinct. Very good. Before and after, you're basically going to want a combination of carbohydrates and protein. The ratios and the types are going to be a little bit different depending on what you're doing. Pre-workout, again, 45 minutes to an hour. I think I said like peanut butter toast. That's my go-to. There's some carbohydrates, there's some fats, there's a little bit of protein in there. Your body
Slightly ironic
uses.
because you hate on peanut butter all the time.
I don't hate on peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I'm just saying
Well,
it gets misrepresented for what it
okay.
is. Yeah, the people have unrealistic expectations about peanut butter, and that's just too bad. I want you to enjoy your peanut butter, but I want you to know what you're enjoying so you can enjoy responsibly.
Don't peanut butter and drive.
peanut peanut butter, enjoy responsibly.
Title.
I do like that. Don't peanut butter and drive. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me don't PB and drive.
PB and J, more like a PB and D. Sorry, oof. Edit that out.
Okay, no. So I don't have the exact like macronutrient split or
Right.
calorie totals, whatever, off the top of my head, because I think honestly it's going to be different for every person and different for what kind of workout you're doing.
I
So
remember
like
hearing for a long time that chocolate milk was an awesome thing to drink after.
chocolate milk is awesome because the sugar in chocolate milk is filled with glycogen, which will refuel your muscles. And it has a higher than normal amount of protein in it, usually because it's like a higher fat version of milk.
Dude,
So
baller. I'm getting Fairlife chocolate milk. It's so good.
dude, it's awesome. It's so good.
Another Fairlife product.
Another one. Sponsor us.
I am the DJ Khaled of Fairlife.
But yes, I talked about glycogen a couple of times already, so let me explain that a little bit more. Glycogen is a form of carbohydrate that is broken down in your body and used for fuel for your muscles, specifically for your fast twitch muscles. So why do we
Fast twitch muscles?
fast? Okay, yes. Yeah. So you have two different muscle types, technically three. You have fast twitch and you have slow twitch. They're so
And Judd.
dude. And Judd and Winona Judd.
Judd muscles.
You have fast twitch and slow twitch muscles. Slow twitch muscles are the muscles that you can use for over and over and over for long periods of time, and they don't really tire out. This is like walking around. That's a slow twitch muscle. Running, you're using slow twitch muscles, assuming you're not running too fast. Fast twitch muscles are muscles that generally are going to get tired within a couple of seconds of using them. So that'd be doing something like a bench press or a squat or kettlebell swings, whatever. Okay. So you can think of it basically like slow twitch muscles are used mostly in like aerobic and endurance training. Fastest muscles are used in explosive and strength training. Which is my favorite type of training. But glycogen refills that. Your body would find it from itself eventually. Anyways, even if you didn't drink chocolate milk or have a protein shake or have whatever you want after your workout, up to 30 minutes to an hour, whatever, it's probably the quote unquote optimal window for post-workout nutrition. However, what's nice about an exogenous dose of glycogen is that it keeps your muscles from feeling like shit while it repairs itself.
Well, that'd be nice because I don't feel great.
Yeah. So
what you're saying is I can eat Ben and Jerry's after my work.
I am in fact not saying that. The ratio that we're looking for here is probably like a 2-to-1, I would say, of like simple carbohydrate to protein for a post-workout. So that's why protein shakes usually have like whatever 30 grams of protein, and then there's like 10-ish grams of sugar in it if we're looking at a pretty good one. I don't know. I haven't looked at mine lately. Yeah. But that sugar serves to sweeten it and make it palatable, but it also makes it so that your muscles have something to like eat up, and then they have What's that?
Never again.
That's just the sound of cells eating. I'm sorry, because cells like slurp things up.
Well, that's gross.
I apologize. I should have warned you before making the slurpy noise.
Incoming slurpy noises.
So your muscle cells eat up the glycogen, slurp, slurp, slurp. And then they can then turn around and use that new energy to begin repairing themselves, which they use the protein for.
Okay.
basically the same thing before the workout. Um, that I think matters again a little bit more on like what type of workout you're doing. If you're doing so like the type of workouts that you're doing, if you were to have like a chocolate milk an hour or so beforehand, I think that'd be great. If you're doing like a marathon strength training session, like something a little
Oh,
bit
chocolate milk
more,
would be better before than after?
it'll be better. It'll be great both times. I think if you
I
have the calories.
agree.
I wish I was drinking chocolate milk right now. If you have the budget for it, basically in your thing.
Okay.
But the caveat I would give to that is you don't, much like a pre-workout supplement, you don't necessarily need to worry too much about your
Yeah,
pre-workout
right.
nutrition if you are already feeling like you have the energy to get through your current level of workout.
Right.
I mean, by the end of it, you should be tired, but if you're like bonking, like I don't know if that's technically the technical terminology for it, but you hear it a lot in like the fitness industry. When you bonk, you like run out of glucose, and your body's like, "I'm done. Forget it. I'm
Hmm.
shutting down right now." And you basically have to like. That's like when you see stars and you feel faint. You're like, I gotta sit down right now. Like you might
Ooh,
feel nauseous. Like
big yikes.
it's pretty common actually, especially when you first start working out. The ratio of clients I've had who come in and they bonk in their first session or two of like usually it's like a 30-minute session and it's not like kill you intense work, but it is a level of like whole body, multi joints, large muscle group recruitment happening than they're used to. So their body burn and again your body's not adapted to that yet. If I'm just using an example of someone who's just started working out, they come in and I have them do some chest press, some squats, and then we do a medicine ball slam in between, whatever, and they bonk. It's not because the workout itself is objectively so intense that they're gonna die like that every time. What's happening is that your body isn't adapted to it yet, and all of a sudden your muscles are getting these like these stresses. It's a stressor on your system.
Mm.
It's going whoa, like things are like red light, like red, sound the alarms, and they're pulling all the levers, and all your they're
Okay.
just they're your cells are eating. You're burning through glycogen at an insane pace because it doesn't know what the hell is going on, and then all
Mm.
of a sudden, bow, you burn through all your glycogen, and you're like, I've seen it happen. Like people's faces go white, and they're like, "I feel nauseous. I need to sit down." And it's like, okay, and then you just sit down, and you sip some water, and you talk about your day, and you
That
talk
is
about
like
what's coming.
one of my biggest fears is having some sort of like even light medical thing
Dude,
happen in
it's
public,
so
period.
common. It's so common, dude. It's so common. Do not like that's not. Um. So if it happens to you, if it has happened to you, you're probably not having a stroke or a heart attack. Chances are good you just burn through a lot of energy systems that your body isn't used to. I think probably that's a turning point for a lot of people where they decide this isn't for me. I'm going to give up forever,
Mm.
or I'm going to take a few deep breaths, recenter myself, and come back next time, and we learn from it. And that's the thing. Like that's one of the coolest things I've seen in a lot of my clientele, especially at Soda, because it's happened more often there than anywhere else in the past 10 years, because that's where I work now. Whatever. What's cool about seeing it there is that it's something that's, like I said, common enough. So it's not like I enjoy seeing it. I don't mean to say that it's cool when my clients bonk out on their first session or two. That sounds really like an asshole thing to say.
Yeah.
But it's cool when they move past it and their body
Hmm.
adapts and they get strong enough for like we're doing like almost the exact same sequence of exercises with heavier weights with less rest, and they're just blowing through it like it's nothing. Like they just chew it up and spit it out. And it's like this is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And
I
this is usually
definitely had a
people.
huge improvement in my
Yeah,
fagoos. Um,
there you go.
and you
And
had listed as 2 fagoos, and I did
mhm,
4 fagoos for like 8 rounds.
that's a lot, man. Yeah. Your body is surprisingly adaptable.
Yeah.
This here's the thing. It has to get stressed before it can adapt. It's not going
It
to
has to
adapt.
know the tiger is behind you.
It does. That's the thing. It has to know it's there and it has to know it's still there. The tiger has to still be there for your body to adapt to running faster. The tiger has to still be there for your body to think, I should shed this weight. This isn't doing anything for us right now. It has to be a constant, not constant, but it has to be a consistent overall long-term series of stimuli that makes your body say, in order to survive better, something needs to change. And then it
Real
does, and
life
it does
example
that.
of that happening is I was
Yes.
doing laps on around the neighborhood on my bike with Linnea in the trailer, and
Yeah.
she freaked the heck out every
Okay.
time we would come closer to home, and she would say, "No home, no home, no home."
Whoa.
And then so I had to just keep biking.
Yep. You kind of just have to do it. Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Yep. So we just did a lot of laps.
A lot of laps. But yeah, to answer your nutrition question, um, something not too heavy, carbs and protein, hour to 45 minutes ahead of time,
All right.
and lots of protein after.
Fair enough. Okay. What would be like the top 3 tools or equipment that you would suggest for someone first starting out? You know, the example of your very typical, I want to start working out, I want to
Yeah,
lose weight, I don't feel comfortable in a gym, I don't have a ton of
right.
money to drop on like a treadmill.
Sure.
Should I
Yeah.
just go get a dumbbell set from Target?
You could. That's not going to be a bad choice. My recommendation, though, would be to go online and order a pair of kettlebells, one heavier, one lighter. For gentlemen, I usually recommend like a 20 pounder and a 35 pounder. For the ladies, probably like a 15 pounder and then a 25 pounder or a 30 pounder. You can get so much done with just those two things. If you get one more thing, I'd probably say either a resistance band or a foam roller, because you can do it. Those are, again, these are items that are super duper versatile. You can do so much with them. That's good for cardio, and it's good for strength, and it's good for balance and mobility and all this junk. Boy howdy, I could talk. We should do an episode just about kettlebells, because I could talk about that for an
I
hour.
don't want to participate in that episode.
I don't want to be a part of this. I want to get off. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild
That
ride.
that'll be the one that Winona's on.
That'd be the mini-sode that only I do when we need to just fill the weeks. Like, oh well, Rob just waxes philosophical about a kettlebell for a while. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
couple of kettlebells. You can get set up with a couple of kettlebells for. I mean, here's the thing about a good kettlebell. You go on Amazon, you go on kettlebellkings.com, you go on Rep Fitness, you go on Rogue, their websites. Those are probably my favorite places to source kettlebells on the internet. The sticker shock of a single kettlebell usually, I think, is a turnoff to a lot of people, because like the ones that I use most often are like 53 pounds. Those are pretty consistent, like 110 to 115 dollars a piece. But I've been using them for like 10 years.
Yeah, right. They're not something that's gonna like degrade.
No, it's like that kettlebell, I'm pointing to it on my screen, I've had for probably 6 years. The one right next to it, I've had it for 8. Yeah, I've
Don't you want
had
to like decorate them?
with what? Stickers?
Rhinestones, stickers,
You could if you want. Some people
glitter
paint their
glue.
kettlebells. People paint
Oh,
their kettlebells, actually.
ooh, that'd be
Yeah.
so cute. And like
Which
wrap it.
is really cool. You could wrap it. I have a kettlebell, not here, but at work. It's the first kettlebell that I ever bought with my own money when I was first getting really, really into them. And I named it, and I painted its name on the front, and I named it The Curse, which is really, and now it lives at Soda, and people are like, whoa, The Curse. And it's like this, it's this matte black, whatever coating kettlebell. So people look, it's like, whoa, what a spooky item. There's like this vibe around it. It's a spooky way, which is cool. And I like that it's a little bit kind of scary, a little bit kind of into, because I like spooky stuff in general too. And it just sounds very like dramatic and out there.
I would make one like a pineapple.
That would be fun.
The cuter, the
That would be
better.
fun. I
I'm
was
gonna.
actually just telling a client on yesterday that I've named all my kettlebells as well. So I have the one that's named The Curse at home. That one's 53 pounds. I have my two 53 pounders here. One of them is Gemini. The other one is Longsword. And then I have my 71 pounder. That one is The Bastard.
That makes sense.
Because you require two hands to utilize it, usually, like a bastard sword. The other one's called Gemini because they're twins. They both weigh 53 pounds. Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
You don't have like any littler kettlebells?
I do. I have a 20 pounder, which is shell coated, which is not my favorite coating for a kettlebell. And then I have a 35 pounder, which is upstairs. That one is She Wolf. And then I have, and then I have a
AKA
26.
Shania.
Shania. And then I have this smaller one here, the blue one, which I don't think I've actually named before. I always just think of it as a chimpanzee. I don't know why, but I've never named it anything.
All right.
Yeah, the ape. I should name it something like that. Simeon. That's what I should call it. I'll name it Simeon. That's a good name.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, buy a couple of
Rob names his
kettlebells.
kettlebells.
Rob man just get what great Is this what you get when I have to stop myself from swearing or going down rabbit holes? I talk about my kettlebells.
This is what happens.
This is what you get when you give me notes.
Mom, Aunt Lisa, Jennifer Perrin, haters of swears.
Haters. But yes, to reiterate my previous statement, pair of kettlebells, one heavy, one light. I really encourage you to look at the cost as a very long. It is literally just a hunk of metal. It is a long-term investment. It will last you longer than a set of adjustable dumbbells. God forbid you get those. It will last you longer than any piece of cardio. Like I have right directly behind me, I have an air bike that I bought for like $650 for Christmas for myself in 2020 because I needed something to do cardio. I used it a bunch those 2 years. I haven't really touched it since. Olivia loves it because it's a thing she's not supposed to climb
Olivia's
on.
always on it.
She's constantly because it's things she's not supposed to climb on. So obviously she wants to climb on it nonstop.
Yes.
She also used it so much that the battery on it wore out. So my display doesn't work on it. So
yeah, Linnea will often ask me about 50% of the time if she can, instead of ride in the bike trailer, ride on the bike.
Yeah, they just want it so bad. I mean, I get it. You see mom and dad doing it. It makes sense.
Yeah. And then last question is any videos or people to follow for like good beginner friendly? Like
me, obviously. I just changed my handle on Instagram. I am now RF Fitness Online, rf.fitness.online. That makes more sense to me. I'm so much happier with it. So find me there. I also have a YouTube channel where I have posted a number of workouts, including one follow-along kettlebell workout where all you need is a single kettlebell. I do the timer, I do the cues, I work out alongside with you. That one you do, it's like 200 kettlebell swings and 100 push-ups over the course of like 30 minutes. So it is not a beginner level, I'll say that. But there's lots of beginner level workouts on there. I really like Mark Wildman. I'll check his channel out. He does a lot of stuff with kettlebells and clubs. As far as if you're looking for just general fitness content, I really like the Bioneer on YouTube as well. He's an English guy who works he does everything. He's such an interesting guy. But I found him like 10 years ago because he was doing workouts based on superheroes, which is obviously like how the algorithm gave it to me. But it's like, what if I worked out like Batman for 6 months? Like what would Batman's programming look like? What does recovery look like? What are his demands? Can I accomplish anything even close to that in 6 months? Spoiler alert, not really. Batman is a fictional character.
And he's very rich.
And he's like an actual billionaire. Yeah.
Right.
Batman is a bad person. We gotta put that out there. That's my hot take. Ooh. Bad person, great character. Yeah, look up the Bioneer, look up Mark Wildman. Love those two guys for content online. If there's like specific types of workouts or content that you're looking for, I mean, like, let me know. I'd gladly find you stuff. There's a lot of stuff online. Speaking of fitness and social media, there's a lot of stuff online that is not awesome for a lot of reasons. And I would caution people from just diving in completely blind and getting fleeced, blindsided. There's stuff out there. Like I see so many shirtless 25-year-olds who have no responsibilities to anyone but their Instagram following, being like, if you got to work out, 7 days an hour, and if you don't have abs and traps like mine, it's because you just don't want enough, brother. And it's like, well, my fucking kid threw up again, dude, so I don't have time for this. My bad for having a fucking life and a mortgage. Excuse me, child. Go back to school with your number 2 pencil, nerd. Anyways, I digress.
All right. So anyway,
Rob has opinions.
So my final thought of the following people, video, stuff like that, is the fact that you are such an incredible valuable asset to this whole working out thing, like, because obviously you have all the answers to these questions. If you're a client, you're going to ask all of these questions. And then it's fantastic. Oh, somebody just responded to Discord. Okay.
Oh yeah, can I interrupt you real quick and
Yep.
do the Discord question? Yeah, because like I said, I asked for people in the Discord
Live.
live. Garrett, if you're listening, here's your question. He's because I asked him earlier today, hey nerds, I need your input for a podcast episode, blah 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 blah. Big ending questions, expert answers. Garrett said, for me, it was what makes a great workout as an adult. In the gym at high school, it was very different than now as an adult. Then it was about large muscle groups and building mass and strength as fast as humanly possible. I get that. I love what we do together because it is whole body oriented and just to live. As Rachel says, as a quote certified fitter person, end quote. A young person's workout is very different than an older person's workout. I think I literally was just complaining about this. Like the reasons you work out in your 30s and 40s is very different than the reasons you work out in your teens and 20s and maybe early 30s. Let me look back at what his actual question was. What makes a great workout as an adult? What makes a great workout as an adult? Single word answer: efficiency. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy. Chances are you don't want to spend a lot of mental energy on it. You recover slower. Like you can do the same workout you did when you were 20 and need like 5 days, as where then you could turn around and do it the next day. You know,
Right.
none of us are 25 anymore. Sorry, I hate to break it to you. So efficiency is my big thing, which is why I love the like he mentioned in the post, full body movements, functional exercises. Rachel, you can attest to this. Pretty much every workout that I program is like an everything day. I very
For sure.
rarely do I have like an upper body day, lower body day, PPL, push pull legs, that kind of thing. Like if you go on Google or you go on Reddit and you ask for like what's a strength training routine I should do, it's almost always going to be a body weights or a body part split or a body building split, because most of what gets the most attention on the internet for fitness is based on bodybuilding, because stacked abs and sick shredded bods get attention on the internet because, I mean, look at them. They're great. They're nice to look at. We all have human being eyes. It's whatever. That doesn't mean it's the most valuable thing across the board, especially not if you're 37, you got 2 kids. I got a job. I have 90 minutes between activities with these kids because I'm at the YMCA. One of them is in swimming, and then I need to go to the soccer field to pick him up, and I cannot be late for that. What do?
Right.
I need to get my fitness on. Full body efficiency. The warm up is the workout. The cool down is part of it. You hit everything. One of the reasons I like a full body session every time is because because tomorrow is never promised. Like you don't know if I'm going to get to hit Wednesday's workout when I'm doing my Monday workout. So if I do legs on Monday, let's be real, if I do chest on Monday and I say, oh, I'll do legs on Wednesday, and then your kid's sick or you got to stay late at work or you're just tired, like I said, whatever, I'll hit legs on Friday. You get to Friday, gym's too busy. I was able to get like 2 or 3 machines in. I hit arms, whoops. And then legs just never happens. Well, if you do a full body day, every day is everything day. You're never really missing that much, even if you're missing a session or 2 during the week, which obviously we know is not ideal, but it happens. So yes, Garrett, efficiency is what makes a great workout as an adult. Rachel, sorry, you were saying something before I so rudely interrupted you.
Yeah, I was just about to say what a good guy you were. Yeah, no,
Please do go on.
The fact that with the Train Heroic app, which is how you build the
Yeah.
workouts, that I can hit you up and say, hey, or even beforehand, I have incredibly ouchy wrists. And
Yeah.
then you like gave me some workouts that I said, nope, those are too ouchy on my wrist. And like that's something that if you watch a workout video on YouTube, that you can't say, hey, YouTube person, my wrists hurt.
Yeah.
But so then you adapted it for me, and then I had the really tight hammies for a while, and then you adapted it for me. So it's a huge plus too. And I can say, write me one. I literally was just like, you need to write me one right now because I'm gonna go work out in like 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
I need it to be like under 30 minutes because that's what I know I can actually do. No wrist, no hammies. Do it, and you fucking did it.
I did it.
And you did it real fast.
I'm good at it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
because
very
he's
good
good
at
at
it.
it. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to rffitness.net. Um,
Come check us out.
it was it was pretty great.
Yeah. I see a lot of
It
things
is pretty
online
great. It's
sometimes.
continuously to
Yeah.
be great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad. Yeah, you are proof positive that the system works. I'm glad that you are seeing the benefits of it and like seeing the value that I bring to it. I see a lot online, like about like AI and ChatGPT specifically, about like, is this going to put personal trainers out of a job? Is this going to put coaches out of a job? And that's just no,
Yeah. Right.
never. It might put some personal trainers out of a job, but those are people who are probably not super good
Right.
at the important parts of what makes a coach a coach. Because you could get workouts anywhere for free. If I just need a
Right.
workout,
Right.
literally ChatGPT will just make that for you. A whole program, a whole nutrition plan. Is it the same? Is it the same nuance, the speed, the attentiveness, as the personality that you would get from a whole ass regular human?
The stunning good looks
the stunning good looks and velvety voice
of a thick
of a
Asian Ashley Judd.
thick male Ashley Judd. I was just programming a workout earlier today for a client at Soda because she's not able to come in because we have some construction going on. And almost every session we talk about our favorite foods. Some of hers are hamburgers and hot dogs. We're talking about 4th of July food. And so like you can title the workouts in Train Heroic, and I just made
Yes.
yes, and I made hers a hot dog emoji and a hamburger emoji. And ChatGPT can't fucking do that. Now
That's
can it?
true. Yeah,
Probably. I don't know.
you do, yes, like you name my workout, you're retaining water.
Yes.
And then tell me to get my hips high like Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Funny things,
Funny little things. Funny
added
little sides
bonuses.
like
But
that.
yeah, I mean like the reason why I went to the dietitian is to ask beginner questions to get expert
Yeah.
answers, and that's what you can do with you.
Yeah. That's what I'm here
Because
for,
yeah, I'm
man.
like, oh my god, I have to have pre-workout and I have to get adjustable
Mm,
dumbbells.
turns out you don't. Anyone who says you
False,
do,
false.
anyone who says you do need those things, check their bio. I bet they have a link to it from their store.
True that.
Yeah, or an affiliate link. I don't have any
Right.
affiliate links, not for lack of trying. I would love to be affiliated with Kettlebell Kings. I love their stuff so much. It's such a
Winona
good
Judd
product.
sponsor this episode.
Hit us up. And
Winones.
maybe that should be the next episode. Winona Judd, hit us up. Rachel,
Yeah.
any parting words of wisdom for our captive audience here?
I don't think so. I also would just say, hey, if you have listeners, if you have like questions, if you want me to ask Rob things,
Yeah,
hit me up if you have ideas for content kind of things.
for
We
sure.
are more than happy to learn.
It makes our jobs easier, honestly.
That is also
Instead of having to
true.
think of like, what are we going to record this session? People just got a bunch of questions like, I'll just answer this. Get in the Discord, guys. Get in the comments.
True.
Let me read them words.
Yeah.
Let me hear the clickety clackety of those delicate little fingers and the keyboards. Wonderful stuff. This has been the RF Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, coming to you from the Brojo studio. If you are ready to begin your fitness quest, go to rffitness.net. That's RFFITNESS period NET. Check out all the free links. Join in the Discord. Hit me up on the socials. I'm again at rf.fitness.online on Instagram. I'm not on other ones because I'm a bad millennial. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.